guys, welcome back to a brand new episode. And today we have someone that we're all head over heels for. Well, he called his fans unicorns, while this guy's got 6.7 million followers on TikTok, 4.26 million followers on YouTube. I mean, I can keep going, but y'all know who I'm talking about, guys. It's Alex!
Ooh, thanks for having me today.
No, thank you for saying yes to doing this. I feel like you actually were one of the people I've always wanted to bring on the pod.
Really?
So
Wow.
this one is a special one because it's in collaboration with both our favorite brands,
INNISFREE.
So shout out to INNISFREE for making this happen. They were like, you know what? We want to do a podcast with you and we want Alex on the show.
Aww.
So that's why it's happening before the year ends. I'm so happy. But Alex,
Yes.
how are you?
I am honestly tired because I've been flying so much this year, which I'm very grateful for like opportunities and concerts and just doing things I like. But mentally, I'm really tired. But my heart, I'm really happy and grateful right now.
I can kind of relate to that because I feel like this year personally, I've also traveled a lot.
Yes.
And I know how that feels like. You're always constantly on the go, and but at the same time, you're trying to stay grounded as much as you can.
Yes.
So I'm glad I managed to catch you when you're not flying. Are you flying again soon?
Nah, next month for 2021.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, before we get into your love for K-pop and K-culture in general, right? I want to get to know you, Alex.
Okay.
I was doing a lot of research. You know, whenever I get someone on the pod, I do a research. I basically stalk you. Even though we're already friends, I still have to do my homework. You know what I mean? And, you know, I feel like there's just so much about you that it makes sense. I know why people love you for who you are because I think that's just this magic in you that even though with the amount of following that you have, we're talking about millions, guys. Like, if I put it all together, it's over 10 million followers audience. That's huge. Especially for a Malaysian.
Yeah.
You know? Yet, every time I see you,
yeah,
you're still the same Alex I know since day one.
Oh, thank you. Sometimes when I look at my number, I can't really believe that it's such a huge number until when I go out and people come to me and say they like my videos.
Yeah.
That only hits me like, oh, people actually do watch my stuff. Because when I started out doing this, we were all stuck at home during MCO. So when I blew out with all the numbers, I never knew how big it was because I was still stuck at home, dancing on camera, talking on camera. But after MCO was lifted, you know, and we get to go out, only I realized what a big thing it was.
Yeah, because MCO, all of us were just at home, right?
Yeah.
You don't see people at all.
Yeah.
But that was also, I think, a pivotal moment for a lot of creators.
Yeah.
That's when a lot of the people that I know are big today, during COVID was
Everyone
their
blew
pivotal
up.
moment.
Yes.
Was when they blew up, was when they had their viral moment because everyone was stuck at home and all they had was the internet.
Yeah.
Right? That kept us sane. You know what? I want to dig deeper into that. But before that, I have to kind of go back in time.
Yes.
And before the millions and millions of followers, let's put it all aside for now.
Okay.
What was your childhood like? Has this always been something that you knew you loved? Because I feel like the K-pop culture has been around for a long time.
A long time,
but I don't know, during my time, we're about the same age, right?
Yeah.
So when I grew up, I don't think I was exposed to K-pop that much. I don't think it was quite a thing yet, but I don't know about you.
Okay, so
how did it start?
K-pop wise, there are a lot of generations. So I started out on the second generation. So it was Ghost Generation, Shiny, Big Bang. That really shows my age, right? But yeah, during those times, so I was in high school. Growing up, I've always liked dancing, right? But back then, pop music like Britney Spears and all, there was dancing, but the main focus was pop music. But when K-pop come out, the choreography and the music video and all, it is very dance centralized. So everyone was focusing on, wow, K-pop idols can really dance and they dress really well. And I think that captivated me the most. So I became a fan around when I was in 12 years old, transitioning to Form 1.
Yeah, that's really early
that's
on.
very early. I knew that I like K-pop. But back then, there were not much people who liked K-pop,
Yes.
not much people who understood what K-pop was. They thought it was weird. They thought maybe it's just a phase. But yeah, I grew up listening to K-pop, and I've always been loyal. I've always liked all the generations. There were at least like 5 to 6 groups that I like from each generation. And I
Super Junior, was it that
Super
era?
Junior, yeah, that era.
Yeah.
All from the second generation, and then you had Sistar, EXO, and then right now, of course, you have New Jeans, aespa.
I mean, pardon my lack of K-pop knowledge.
Yes, we're educating Maggie today.
Yes, I know that's second generation, but what generation are we currently on?
5th, transitioning to 6th.
Well, how does this work, this generation thing?
Actually, honestly, I don't know. I'll usually read articles. They'll be like, aespa, the 5th gen girl group to break a certain trend. Then I'll be like, oh, okay, we're on 5th generation now.
Right.
Actually, it's hard to keep track as well. There are too many groups nowadays.
And I recently saw there's this Mama Awards.
Yes, Mama
and then
Awards.
17 won. I know because Park Seo-joon presented the award.
Oh yes, you're a huge fan of Park Seo-joon?
Yes, I'm not into K-pop, but I recently got into K-dramas. And, I never used to watch because I'm like, I don't even understand Korean. Like, what do I watch it for? But there was this one show. Oppa is very handsome for sure. But there was this one show that I watched for the very first time. It was the one with Lee Min-ho, the mermaid one. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
that's really popular.
That's my first ever show I watched.
But did you like it though?
Loved it. I got hooked. I couldn't stop. And the next one was Goblin. And then Itaewon Class during COVID. And that's it. Park Seo-joon hooked. I got hooked on him already.
So it's always been Park Seo-joon. Do you have any other bias?
You know what's funny? I never noticed. I just realized I actually watched Secretary Kim before.
Oh.
Obviously, he's the main character, right? But I wasn't into him at the time. I'm like, who's this guy? So cringe. But it was his character in Itaewon Class that got me, oh my God.
He did really well there.
He did very well.
That was a breakthrough character.
He's not the typical pretty boy character, the spoilt boss. But he was that, the
tough,
rough childhood,
charismatic,
so macho, and like just taking care of the people around him. Like I really got attracted to that
Seems
character.
like Maggie's type. I think she's describing her type right now.
But anyway, it's not about Park Seo-joon today. I'm sorry, got kept off track. I actually want to get into your childhood, Alex.
Okay.
What was it like growing up?
So always like dancing. I always like to dress up. I didn't know that until my mom told me. So watching back my home videos, I've always liked matching my clothes, dressing nicely. So, when I found my love for K-pop, it really felt like a good match. Because idols dress well. Idols do their hair properly. They like to dance. They like to perform. So it felt like a good match for me. And since, I was a child, I liked to perform. I was energetic. But I've always been very introverted. I realized that about myself. And it's something that I can't change. But I do realize that I like performing and dressing up a lot because that was the only way I could express myself being an introvert. Because when I'm performing and when I'm dressing up, it's for myself. And it's for that brief moment. Yeah. So I've sort of think it has become an outlet for me to express myself. So I just grew up that way.
Which school do you go to? And where do you grow up in? Which state?
So I'm from Penang Island.
Ooh,
yeah.
Penang. Shout out.
Mainland.
Wait, what's the difference? Island, mainland, is there a difference?
I want to say mainland slays more, but that's very controversial. We'll leave it for another day. But yeah, I'm from Penang Island. The place is small.
Yeah.
And honestly, growing up, having the opportunities performing in the performing segment is very little.
Yeah.
And back in the days, everyone thinks that studying is way more important.
Yes.
So growing up, I was a huge nerd. I had straight A's, PMR, SPM. There's no more PMR. But PMR, SPM, STPM, I had straight A's. But in high school, I got to dabble in dancing because that was the period where High School Musical came out.
Oh my God.
And everyone was obsessed with singing and dancing. And they had a national competition.
Yeah.
That was my first time competing in dancing. And I told myself, I really like doing this.
You just knew from the
I just
start.
knew that I really like being on stage. And then I never looked back since.
You know what's funny, right? Like you say you're an introvert, yet that fire you feel on stage fuels you. Do you ever feel like, hey, how come I'm so shy in person, but when I'm on stage, I'm a different person?
I like to think that I'm a different person when I'm on stage. Because after that, when I transitioned to be a K-pop cover dancer, we did a lot of competitions often, like international and local. But I always tell myself when I step on stage, that 5 minutes is all that matters. I'm going to be someone else and perform.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I would like to think that I'm quite an extrovert.
Oh.
But if you're going to put me on stage and dance, no, I'm going to diminish into nothingness.
But hosting, yes.
Oh, hosting I can.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess it's similar.
It's
depending on what you're comfortable with, right? What about your relationship with your mom and your sister? I feel like you guys are really, really close.
Yeah.
I see the stories that you post about them. How is it like with the three of you?
We're definitely close. But I'm not gonna lie, we do have our struggles here and there, especially my mom.
Yeah.
Because growing up, she always wished that me and my sister Ada would have stable jobs, right? But then we both transitioned to do things that aren't conventionally stable for Asian parents. Because growing up, we had straight A's and all, but we slowly strayed towards our passion.
Yeah.
And my dream was to be a lecturer.
No way.
So as I was actually doing my master's in and somehow this TikTok thing blew up.
Yeah.
And I became popular and I started straying towards content creating. My mom was so worried that time.
How did she take it?
She took it quite badly actually.
How?
She's like, are you gonna earn well? You're not gonna study. Are you gonna be safe? She's generally just worried. I understood, like every other parents would. But as I slowly gained more traction, and I starting to get more jobs and getting recognized on TV and all, I think it really made her less worried. Yeah.
She's like, oh, actually, he seems okay.
He seems okay.
He seems to be doing all right.
Well. Yeah. I'm sending her to travel a lot. Yeah.
That's awesome. And I think I love how even though your mom wasn't fully sure about your career choice, she didn't like reject
she always
it.
supported.
Yeah,
just
she
that
was
she would
supportive.
always like, oh, do you have to do this? Do you have to dance on
Actually,
TikTok
my mom
to earn?
is the same
It's
too.
the same.
She's like, actually, what are you doing? How do you earn money? Talk on stage only can meh? All these travel things, how
Yeah.
They don't understand because this concept never existed during their
In the
time.
past, yeah.
And honestly, like I think we are the first gen of creators.
Yes.
If I may say so. Like, I don't think TikTok was even a thing when I first started being on the internet.
Yeah.
So I think that really has changed so many people's lives. And speaking of lives changed, do you remember that moment when you realized, oh shit, I think my life's about to change?
When I first started on TikTok, right? So I was dancing and the numbers came so fast that I never really processed it. I just really liked the idea of, okay, I'm going to wake up today. I'm going to dance to Dua Lipa's new song. I'm going to dance to EXO's new song. And I just kept doing it. But I think the first moment where I realized like, oh wow, my life has changed a lot is when Korean entertainment companies. This was when it was still in MCO. And idols in Korea, they were having comebacks and they needed promotion. And they reached out to me if I could interview them online.
Wow.
And I've only done this for around like 6 months that time. And I was just like dancing, like having fun, like la 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 la. And suddenly I have to interview like actual celebrities. And that really hit me. I was like, oh wait, maybe I'm sort of important now that people are asking me to interview people. That was really cool. That time. Yeah.
And ever since then, I feel like you've also interviewed and met a lot of
yeah,
K
a lot
celebs.
of
And recently you came back from Singapore. I
Yes.
think, who did you meet again?
Ooh.
Can you please tell us?
Lalisa Manoban.
Okay. No, I want to talk about how you met Lisa. Y'all guys, I mean, I'm not really a super fan, but it's Lisa, yo.
Yeah.
Like, it's Lisa.
Lisa.
I can't consider myself, what do they call the fans?
Blink.
Blink. Yes, I can't consider myself a Blink, but if you put Lisa in front of me, I will get starstruck.
I was starstruck.
How was that? We have to talk about it. I want to talk about it later, but we have to talk about it now.
What would you like to know first?
I want to know, how did that even happen? Like, was it a fan meeting that you paid tickets to go, or you got invited to go?
Okay, so I think a lot of people didn't know this. First time of me saying this on air, I was actually invited to go. I was actually invited to go, but I had so much work. I was flying so much that it almost didn't happen.
Okay.
But I was gonna buy tickets to go either way.
Okay.
Because she was my absolute bias from Blackpink. But when I got an invitation, of course I was like, oh, I really want to go.
Yeah.
So they already released the theme for the costume and whatever you want to dress, because there was a red carpet event for fans where the 5 top best dress winners would get to go on stage and meet Lisa. Of course, like, and knowing that the theme was stars, I was searching through my closet. I was like, need to find the perfect outfit. And I had this perfect outfit that was rainbow, glitter, and filled with stars. And I was like, but I had a lot to do that week. So I just packed without thinking much. And I went to Indonesia to judge a K-pop competition. Then I flew straight to Singapore. So when I reached, I was actually very down because I was quite mentally tired. But I was excited because I was going to watch her perform. And then the red carpet event was outside. The staff actually saw me. The staff's like, do you want to try? Your dress really nice.
Oh, they picked you.
Yeah. I was thinking if I want to do, I was watching other people do it. So what happens is there's a red carpet. You just walk to the middle, pose for the camera, and then I guess Lisa and her team will pick who's best dressed. So so I went. I did the dress up.
Yeah.
And I initially thought I didn't win because I thought they would announce it on IG before we went into the hall.
Right.
So
there was no
that
announcement.
Didn't happen. There was no announcement. So I thought okay, it's okay. Let's just watch Lisa slay as usual.
Yeah.
So I went in. So halfway through the show, they were like, okay, we're gonna announce the winner now. I was still like, oh, okay, cool. And then my picture came up on screen. And I didn't react fast enough. The person next to me, my friend Cadence, he was like, that's you. I was like, oh, wait. And from that point onwards, it all happened so fast that I couldn't process it until when I went back to the hotel that night. I was just processing it the whole night. I couldn't sleep much. It just,
I saw the reel
yeah.
that you posted. But for our healers, our listeners who may not have much context, what happened on stage with Lisa?
Okay, so we each, so there were 5 winners. So each of us got to do a catwalk for Lisa.
In front of Lisa.
In front of her, showing her our outfit. And when I got on stage, thank goodness I'm a dancer. I was like, oh, it's time to perform, guys. Malaysia rap. So I got on stage, I asked, because actually when we were downstairs waiting, I already asked, like, where are you guys from? I just wanted to know if there are other Malaysians. But when I realized I was the only Malaysian there, I was like, yo, this is not a joke. I need to represent, because I knew that there were so many Malaysians there at the stadium there at the same time. So I walked. Then, of course, there were cheers. It was really great. Lisa was so sporty. She was like vibing, dancing. And then we each got to say a short thing we would like to say to her before they move on to the next person. Thankfully, before me, there were 2 persons. And before it reached me, I was like, oh my God, now's my chance. I've got to tell Lisa I'm from Malaysia. And then I was like, oh my God, she's Thai. I've got to do it in Thai. I think it will be such a memorable moment. So I told her I was Malaysian in Thai.
Can you do it here? How do you say?
So I was like, but it's so funny because the host asked, do you have any last words you would like to say to Lisa? And what I said has got nothing to do with what she asked. So I just said in Thai, like, เพราะผมชอบคุณลิซ่ามากๆผมตอนนี้ตั้งใจเรียนภาษาไทยอยู่ And then obviously the translator was like, hold on, I translate Korean, not Thai. What did you say? I was like, oh, because I like Lisa so much, I'm learning Thai really hard right now. What? And then she asked in Thai.
She as in Lisa?
Lisa asked.
Oh my God.
Oh, Lisa asked in English. I thought you were Thai. Then I answered in Thai because I was smart. I was like, no, my Thai ผมมาจาก Malay. I was like, no, I'm actually from Malaysia. She's like, you're Malaysian? But your pronunciation is so good. And she said it in Thai. And I knew immediately that I was going to put it in a video. Because like that was such a special moment for me. Because I learned Thai for around a year.
Because of Lisa?
Because of Lisa, I learned a lot harder. But I always knew a little bit of Thai because when I was back in high school, we did an exchange program to Thailand. And I really loved being there. I liked the culture. I liked the people. So I took up the language.
Amazing. Oh my God. What What a highlight of the year.
Yeah.
I feel like you almost didn't want to go or couldn't make it, right?
Yeah.
And then you freaking went on stage with Lisa. That is
I really
absolutely
couldn't believe
nuts.
that happened. That was just.
Have you processed it yet?
Yeah, right now, after being on interviews on radios and people coming up to me, not even referring me to my name, they're like, "You dance with Lisa?" I was like, "Yes, I did. Can we have a picture?" Sure.
Oh my God. Were you actually freaking out or you're more like, oh my God, I'm going to meet her. I'm going to meet her?
Because I've actually seen her in concert twice. But this felt especially a lot more special because I got to dance with her on stage and actually talk to her.
Wait, you all danced together?
Yeah, because after we catwalk, and she was just like by me, and I went to her. I was like,
"Hey." Oh, so
"Hey."
smart. This
Yeah.
guy knows what he's doing. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. Oh my gosh. Wow, that is quite a moment. I feel like, how do you sleep at night? How do you feel every night going to bed?
I
Do you
did
feel
not
like,
sleep
is
that
this my
night.
life?
Yo, that's the thing. A lot of my achievements
Yeah.
and goals, especially this year, are quite calculated. Like
Oh.
I work towards it, like with a certain stride and a lot of hard work. But this thing with Lisa is totally by chance. So I was very grateful that night. I was like, just the universe felt like it was just directing me towards this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's really, I feel like they say, what luck is opportunity meets preparation.
Preparation.
And I
yeah.
feel like if you're not prepared and that opportunity came,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have had it also.
Yeah.
It was both in one,
It
all in
felt
one.
like it was in the right place at the
Right
right
place,
time.
right time, right person.
Right person.
And speaking of being a Malaysian rep for the K culture, K-pop, and now, you yourself being a K content creator.
Yeah.
I know in a lot of your interviews you said that, you're very proud of it and you feel like being able to receive so much love makes you want to do better, and even more so for your Malaysian fans, right?
Yeah.
But I also know that I think a lot of people don't know you're Malaysian.
Yeah. So especially this year, one of my proudest achievement is appearing on Korean national news.
Yes, we saw that.
Yeah, so Arirang TV actually interviewed me as a K content creator from Malaysia. And they just wanted to know what it's like being a K fan in Malaysia, what it's like being a content creator. But when I put it out, and a lot of the times when my videos go viral in Malaysia, I realize a lot of people don't know that I'm Malaysian.
Do you think it's because the features, or they just don't think someone from Malaysia?
I think because the nature of my content isn't local in the first place, one, because I'm doing K content.
True.
And then second, of course, I like to dress up to the latest trend, and so I don't really exactly fit into the Malaysian sort of visual. So yeah, whenever my videos blew up, people would guess like, is he Thai? Is he Korean? Nobody would have guessed that I'm Malaysian. So when this Lisa thing blew up, one of the main reasons I wanted to mention that I was Malaysian and also mention it in Thai is because first, of course, I wanted people to know that I'm from Malaysia. But second, because Malaysia is such a multicultural and a multi-language country, I just wanted people to know that we have very talented people in our country.
Yeah.
I just wanted to rap that really well. And I thought that moment was made really special. Not because I got to meet my bias of all time, but because I got to rap my country very well as well.
So Alex, I was also wondering,
Yes.
in your journey being a content creator, I think we all know the moment you put your life out there, the moment you're a public figure, there will be people who love you and people who don't.
Ooh.
So have you, if you can share, have any haters?
Hate comments.
Yeah, hate comments. And how do you deal with it?
I'm not gonna lie. Like, having millions of followers, not everyone's gonna like you. Let's be real. Like, I do have my fair share of hate comments. And I actually do get them on a daily basis.
Daily?
Yeah, because every video I put out, there are bound to be like people who don't like your videos. And stereotypically, because I'm a guy who obviously likes skincare, makeup, likes dressing up, likes dancing. And dancing wise, I don't limit myself to only boy group dances. I love slaying. I like doing girl group dances as
You
well.
slay hard.
I slay hard.
Super hard.
But yeah, doing that, you're bound to invite people who don't like, oh, why are you wearing makeup?
Yeah.
Why are you wearing pink? Why are you doing girl group dances? But thankfully, I can overcome those things because I realize that people who love and support what I do is way more than people who don't like what I do.
Yeah.
So usually, but I do read them once in a while because I find them very amusing because I realize people can find fault in whatever you do.
I agree.
Like the shoes you wear, because I recently bought these shoes that were really huge.
The red one?
The red
like
ones.
Like the Mario
yeah,
because
I thought it was cute, but
Yeah.
people were like,
I mean, it's fashion.
I just thought it was cute.
Yeah.
Like I think like I should be able to wear whatever I like to dance.
Yeah.
But thankfully there are a lot of people who thought like it was incredibly cute as well.
I was one of them. I thought it was so cute. I don't think I could pull it off, but I feel like for the content that you do, the
Yeah.
way you dress just makes sense. I don't understand why people have to hate, really.
Thank you.
Yeah, it makes sense. Obviously, Taka, you want me to just wear slippers and dance, man?
No.
No, right? You gotta like you're putting up a show for people. You're entertaining people.
I feel like I should dress Maggie up one day. Just as like a K-pop idol.
Okay, one day we try. One day we try. But like, does it ever get lonely, Alex, in this journey? Be real with me.
Yeah. Because I feel like Malaysian has a lot of content creators. But I would say K content creator actually not much. And when I first started out, I didn't know anyone. So figuring out on how to curate my content, how to do what's right. Because when I first did my content, it is more for myself. It is for my own leisure, for my own happiness. But as I gained a lot more followers and I realized I have a voice, I felt like it's more than me right now. I shouldn't do content just for myself. I have a lot to stand for. I have a lot to represent. Because K-pop fans in Malaysia, I would say, we have hard times. Not all acts come to Malaysia. Not everyone is supportive of, the K-pop being so huge in Malaysia right now. Like, all in all, I feel like I have a lot to represent. So it gets lonely because when I go through all these thoughts and think, but I'm alone. But I'm always thankful. At the end of the day, I always feel like I have my supporters and followers supporting me behind my back.
Yeah.
So it gets less lonely at times. But a lot of times when you stand in the camera in front alone, it does get pretty lonely.
Who do you go to when you feel like I can't do this right now? I can't do this anymore.
Ada, my
Your
sister. Yeah, because the whole world was against me.
Oh,
Like,
who's against you? I want to punch them.
No matter how many people hate me, or even if my mom is struggling with the idea of me being a creator, my sister has been by my side since day one. When I sat her down and I told her, because I was actually supposed to go to law school, but I switched faculties halfway through because I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I just remember her holding my hands and said, I know you like performing. I know you like to entertain. Anything can be solved as long as you work hard. But just know that I'll be beside you no matter what. Yeah, so whatever I do, I always felt at ease because I know I will always have my sister's support.
Sometimes we really underestimate support system.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, no, it's fine. I can do this by myself. Yeah, you can until you cannot.
Yeah.
There will be, we're all human.
Yeah.
We need to be supported. We need that support to keep going. And I'm glad you have that in your life.
Thank you.
I think it's important to also say being a content creator, it can be lonely one.
Yeah.
It can be so difficult, even more so when you have such a big number because you feel like you have such big responsibility burden on your shoulders now. I don't know if that's how you feel because I don't have 1 million followers. I don't know what that feels like. You have millions of followers. How that actually feels like deep down. If you put away the glitz and glam, you have to carry this with you and you have to make sure you perform every single day because if not, the numbers may reduce.
might dwindle, yeah.
Yeah, dwindle. So
But,
how do you find that fire, and how do you keep going? Because I know it's not easy.
yes. But I feel like, because I've been going so fast at it, especially these past 3 years.
Yeah.
Because I actually didn't do this quite long. It's almost been like 3 years plus.
Yeah.
I've been just going at it. I just keep thinking of the next thing and doing. Sometimes I think it's good in a sense that I sort of forget all the burden and responsibility I think I should have. But because I'm going so fast at it at life, sometimes I just go head on. And because it's what I like doing as well, I just sort of get lost in the moment at times. And you just keep going until something like the Lisa thing that happened. That I really had this moment in the hotel where I sat down. I was like, wait a minute, I need to pause and think, wow, that just happened.
Yeah.
And after the Lisa thing, I've been thinking back. So many things happened this year that I have not been able to get the time to sit down and think, because I was going at it so focused and so fast that I forgot to just pause and give myself a moment to breathe and be like, oh, cool. Slow down. You have so much has happened. You've done so well. You need to just pat yourself in the back. Yeah.
And I'm glad you did that for yourself, because I think it's important.
Yeah.
It's important to pause and reflect, and then go again. So like my therapist always tells me this: rest well so you can start well.
Oh, that's good. I should learn that out.
So do you ever rest, Alex?
I like that. I've been resting recently because I've been sick.
We're both a little sick.
So
if you're wondering why our voice is not like our usual, it's a bit like deeper nasally, it's because we both are like a little unwell.
But that's not the right way, guys. Please don't learn this.
Yeah,
but
no, don't.
If you have time to rest. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what do you like to do on your free time when you're not working, Alex?
There's so many things I like to do. But I'm actually a huge gaming nerd.
No way.
Yes,
what
a
game
lot of
do you
people
play?
don't know about me. I like playing on my Switch. So I'm an absolute huge Pokemon nerd. So recently, the trading card game that just came out on my phone, I've been going at it every time I have time in the airport, in the office. I've been playing. But yeah, I actually like to game when I'm free, because most of the time I'm dancing, counting steps, choreographing, editing. So when I have time, I just don't want to look at those things. I don't even open my IG or TikTok to check. I just go at it at my game for around
hours.
Yeah, hours, a whole day. Yeah.
And then just forget.
Just forget about the world.
For a while.
What do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
I sleep.
Oh, yeah.
I love to sleep. I love napping. So I'm actually not so well, right? So yesterday I spent the whole day just watching shows and then just falling asleep and then waking up, continue, and then sleep again. Also, I'm on meds, so I'm a bit drowsy.
That's probably why.
But yeah, I actually do. I realize I'm a professional napper. I enjoy napping. I really do. But there's a right amount of time you nap that is just enough. Because if you go beyond that, you wake up groggy.
Oh, I don't know what's that amount for you?
Oh, I think for me it's 30 to 45 minutes. Because if the nap becomes 3 hours, I wake up, I feel like crap. I cannot nap for too long. So yesterday I had like a short naps in between, and I feel actually much better today. Because I knew I have to talk to you today, right? So I need to
learn that. Okay.
Yeah. But you know what? Another thing I feel like a lot of people, I'm sure they say, is they can't believe how old you are because how young you look.
Oh,
do you get that a lot?
Thank you. Yeah, I do get that a lot.
And are you okay to review
I'm
your
okay
age?
to review.
How old are you? Actually, I don't even remember.
So I'm born in 1993. So I'm 31 this year.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. See? Guys, oh my God. Do you remember when we first met?
Yes.
You remember?
Yeah.
When? You say first.
Oh, when we first met?
Yes.
Oh, I thought when you asked... Did we ask about my age when we first met?
I don't
know. No, right? I don't
remember.
think so. It was like a few minutes after that.
No.
When I first met you, I remember.
It was for a shoot.
Yes.
For a brand.
Yes.
Also green color.
Yes.
But not INNISFREE.
And we were all in traditional
Chinese
outfit.
And I was like, who's that guy? Oh my God. He's so friendly. He's so nice. And then And I went on Instagram and looked you up. I was like, oh, wow, he danced so well. So that was my first impression of you. And then obviously, subsequently, we met again and again and again and again and again.
My first impression when I saw Maggy, I was like, this girl is really tall.
Oh my God, yeah.
I was like,
not that tall, lah.
Tall. I think you had heels that time. So you were like tall.
Oh my God, they put me in like a 5-inch heels.
Yeah.
Dude, it was insane.
I was like, wow, she's supermodel. Then only I found out she's actually so good in like talking and hosting. I was like, multi-talented.
I actually tried modeling, you know.
Oh?
When I was young. But this is not about me. I'll just quickly tell you all this. I actually tried modeling when I was like 19. And I realized, again, this is not a diss to anyone, but just my personal... Because of my personality, I feel like I need to achieve something. And I feel like I'm not sure what I'm achieving just by modeling at the time. Okay. But today, I have so many model friends who are so absolutely talented and I adore them for what they do because I could never post like that. Yeah. So now I understand. But when I was younger, I didn't understand it. But hosting gave me that fulfillment that modeling didn't give.
I see.
And also, apparently, I was too big for models. So whatever. Yeah, I couldn't. Apparently, I was too fat. I need to be stick thin, which I'm clearly not. I'm not a stick thin kind of girl.
I think Maggy looks great, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. But okay, anyway, it's not about me. So yeah, I feel like we don't look our age. You know, we're about the same age. We don't look our age. And we got to talk about your routine, your secret.
My routine.
Obviously, Alex is here because he is a fan and user of INNISFREE.
Yes.
But you got to break it down for us.
Yeah.
Okay?
So basically, in general, K-beauty, K skincare has been my go-tos because I got early dips on it because I knew about K-pop so early. Yeah. So I knew about INNISFREE very, very early. I knew about INNISFREE back when INNISFREE is not even in Malaysia yet. The only way you can get it was through online. We didn't even have Shopee that time, guys. It was through like a website called G Market or like Q100. It was really hard to try to get this unless you fly to Korea. Yeah. Then you get to buy
one of those things, right?
Yeah. And then INNISFREE came to Malaysia, of course.
Oh my gosh.
And then the rest is history. But there's this one product that I've used from INNISFREE that I've used even until now. And it's
since
amazing. Since high school. It has been how many years? I think the formula has changed like 3 times, I think.
5 generations.
5 generations change of formula. But this product has been in my skin regime since the past till now. It's still in my skincare routine.
And please tell us.
It's the green tea seed serum.
I think it's this one. Wait, is it this one? Okay, you know what? I'm going to open it real quick.
Now.
I'm just going to open it up and take out the serum. Is it the green bottle?
Yes.
Oh, yes. I feel like they also evolved in the packaging a lot. Okay.
I like the whole new packaging. Yeah. And guys, INNISFREE has changed so many ambassadors. That's what. That's how you know how long a brand has lasted. Because it used to be Yuna.
Yeah.
And then now we have 17 Mingyu, and then there's Won Young. So many models have been doing this. But yeah, this thing. And this is way bigger. The bottle was a bit smaller last time. I remember the cap was black.
Okay.
It was more plasticky. It's not like that anymore. Obviously.
It's so cute. I've not seen this one. I love it. It's glass now?
Yes.
Okay.
Hydrates well. And I learned to put on makeup because of K-beauty quite early. And I realized like you need to have good skin before you put on makeup. And this really keeps my hydration in place.
I love that. So guys, we are actually going to be doing a giveaway at the end of this episode. So make sure you stay tuned to the very end. But like let's continue talking about our skincare, right? I think personally, my dream skin goal is this. To have skin so good that I look like I have foundation on.
Oh, wow.
That's it.
That's the ultimate goal.
I hate putting on foundation. I hate it. I mean, I love how I look with it, but I don't like the feeling after a couple of hours. I feel very icky. I don't know. It's just me, right?
You feel like there's something on your face.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I work very, 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 very hard with my skincare and make sure that my skin's so good that I need minimum makeup.
Wow.
So that's like my thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Although I do appreciate good makeup, I'm not very talented in that department. My eyeliner always like lopsided and like my brow sometimes thicker than the other. And I just am not great at makeup.
I see.
But you, Alex, do you do your own makeup?
Yes, I love makeup actually.
Okay, let's be real, right?
Yeah.
So makeup used to be something that's like exclusively for women.
Yeah.
And when men put on makeup, sometimes people say things, like you said.
Yeah. Mean things.
Not very nice things.
Yeah.
And that is the reality, right? Like, why would you put on makeup? It's for women. But the truth is, times have changed.
Yep.
Makeup is not exclusive for women. Anyone can put on makeup for whatever reason, right? So, how old did you start appreciating makeup?
Oh, so young, guys. You guys would not
Let me
believe.
guess.
Yeah.
You said 12? I don't know. 11?
No, I'm not that early.
Okay.
Okay, I was into makeup when BB cream was first in the market.
And BB cream is a Korean thing, right?
Yeah, it's a Korean
How old?
thing. 14, 15.
Okay, I'm close. Not really, but I'm close.
Yeah. So, the most incredible thing, I have not thought about it that way until recently I think about it. My mom bought me my first BB cream.
No way, auntie!
Yeah. So I came to realize that my mom has always sort of secretly supporting
you.
what I like.
Yeah.
Because BB cream came out and then they had all the features like covers your scars and imperfections. I was like, that sounds amazing. All in a bottle. Let's get one right away. So but
especially as a teenager, right? That's when we start breaking out, right? Puberty hits,
And then you just wanna. But BB cream came in one shade last time, and it was definitely gonna make you gray. So throughout high school, a lot of my pictures, I look like I had a gray. I look like I had gray face. That's funny, but as I venture into makeup, discovering how to find a perfect shade, how to put blush in the right placement. I like all these things because I feel like makeup gives you different persona, gives you different look.
I agree.
It gives you a lot of edge, a lot of personality. There's so much you can do with makeup. The possibility is boundless. But because I like makeup so much, I realize skincare is equally as important. Because if you have good skin, your makeup is gonna glide on very flawlessly.
Even better. I mean, it is true. The whole glass skin, the Korean glass skin, it's unreal.
Amazing.
The amount of serum they put on and then the moisturizer. I was in Korea for the first time this year.
Oh.
I've never been to Korea in my
Which
whole
part?
life.
Seoul.
Seoul.
Okay.
I was there to interview also.
Ah.
Who did I meet? Kim Sono
Yeah.
and a few others for a show. And then after that, I stayed on for a little bit. And I had the cultural shock, beauty shock of my life. I walked into
Olive
Young. Obviously, INNISFREE was there also.
Yeah.
But so it's endless. I'm just like, what on earth is this place? Funny story, I walked into Olive Young not knowing what it was.
No way.
I was in Hongdae.
Oh boy.
And then I think the store there is very big. There's 3 floors. And then the entrance looked like a restaurant or like a snack bar or something. I think they were selling snacks.
Because it was so young and hipster
Correct.
looking.
So it doesn't look like a typical beauty store.
Yeah.
And the first floor was selling food and like snacks. So I thought, I'm a little bit hungry.
Which one she's talking about.
I'm a bit hungry. Let me go in a little bit. And then I walked in and I'm like, oh my gosh. There's upstairs. I walked up. I'm like, the whole entire floor, just skincare. And then the whole segment, just serum, just moisturizer, just makeup product. I'm just like, unbelievable.
Yes.
I think the Koreans
It's
just
crazy.
saw the future.
Any skin concern you have, they definitely have the solution there.
Honey.
amazing.
And I feel like because there's so much options, sometimes I don't know what to pick.
Yes.
But I usually just go back to what I'm familiar with.
Okay.
And INNISFREE was one of them. In fact, I bought a bottle of INNISFREE there because my serum habis already. I actually bought the green tea seed serum. There. It's so accessible, so easy. I feel like it's also one of the best-selling ones that, they have their best-selling
INNISFREE
segment.
is always there.
INNISFREE is always there, one. So guys, you don't even have to worry. So later on, make sure you stay tuned to the end. I'm going to say it again. We're going to give away a couple of this for y'all. All right, healers, it is that time of the year when buying gifts is gonna give you a little headache, but let me solve that problem for you. So INNISFREE have some of the best gift sets ever, and last year I got some as super last minute gifts and they turned out to be everyone's favorite. So this year I'm gonna do the same, of course, and I also managed to request for a very special discount code for all you healers. Use code HOH20 for 20% off all INNISFREE holiday set. It's HOH20 for 20% off. The code is valid until the 31st of December 2024. Go to innisfree.my, it's INNISFREE.my for all your gifts shopping. Honestly, they also have some of the best skincare ever, and I would highly recommend their best-selling green tea hyaluronic seed serum special set. Go check it out. Happy shopping! But Alex, so you were saying how you started makeup a bit young.
Yeah.
And then started skincare young.
Yes.
Have you ever felt like you were the odd one out? Because I feel like boys at that age maybe don't do what you do. How did you take it? And how did you go through that? Or do you have friends who like make fun of you and then you're like, oh, you want to are you putting on makeup? Or like how?
For me,
yeah,
it was different. Because I was always known as that kid who likes K-pop. So even when I put on BB cream or I dress like colorful, people always say, Alex likes K-pop. He's at it again. But I actually didn't grow up with nice skin. Genetically, I had quite bad acne skin growing up. So I actually gained a lot of confidence and newfound hope with K skincare and K beauty. Because I realized people always say, Chinese people always say, in this world, there are no ugly people.
Only lazy people.
That is true. I always tell my friends. So, obviously I look like this now, but I had a lot of trial and errors growing up. So, when my friends look back at my past pictures, it's like, no way you look like that. I'm like, guys.
Can you send us a couple of photos?
I would, actually. I feel like it would inspire a lot of people. Like, trust me, guys. If you put in effort to love yourself more and to find out ways how you can help yourself visually or skincare, it will honestly help you. I've not seen people put effort and it doesn't work out for them.
I agree.
Yeah.
In everything that you do, as long as you put in effort, it will always be fruitful.
Yeah.
And I think I really fully agree with what you said. The whole mo chao yong嘅人 but sorry, my Mandarin is so bad. There's no ugly people in this. 没有丑的人，只是懒的人，懒惰的人。对对对。Oh, you can speak Mandarin?
Yeah.
Cantonese?
Hokkien, I'm from Penang.
Oh, Korean you can speak?
Yeah.
Thai? What else?
Malay.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Okay, that's like 5 to 6. Yeah.
That's very good. But anyway, yeah. So I feel like in the past year, I also have put in a lot more effort in my own outlook, like taking care of my skin a lot more, putting on makeup, even though usually I don't enjoy putting on makeup.
I love Maggy's look this year. This is your peak right now.
I hope so.
You found it's the Maggy look.
Really? Yeah. Thank you. I feel like I've never been like this before. I used to be really lazy. And I always think that what for you want to put on makeup? Really want. I used to think, for what? Even on camera, sometimes I don't even bother about putting on makeup. People should like me for who I am. And then I look back at my photos, oh my God, what the heck was I thinking? It's a different kind of confidence. I appreciated it, but I think deep down, thinking back, I didn't give a shit about how I look.
Oh.
Really, I didn't care. And then slowly in the past year, I started really getting into skincare a lot more, doing treatments for my skin so it glows. And I know all these things are external.
Yes.
But I feel good from the inside.
Yeah.
I feel like my confidence grew slowly and slowly from obviously the little compliments people give here and there. And I feel like that slowly grew and solidified my confidence. And I look at myself now, I like her way more. I don't know how to explain that feeling.
But how do I say, people always think like they're okay with their looks. But I think they're failing to see what skincare and makeup is for.
Yeah.
So skincare and makeup is for you to enhance what you have. So you look like a better version
Correct.
of yourself. It's not for you to become someone else.
Yeah.
It's just for you to become a better version of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people fail to see that. I also like the way I enhance myself and look
Yeah.
on the screen. Yeah.
Correct. So I used to be that person who's like, what for put on so much makeup? And I mean, I was wrong. I don't think the same way anymore. We all change, right? You learn and then you experience things, you change, you have different perspective as you grow and you meet different people as you're exposed to more things. And I realized, especially after going to Korea, everyone looks so good. I think it's way more than vanity at this point. It's being presentable.
For Koreans, it's all about first impression.
Oh, yeah.
They think that is so important.
Visual is so important, right? Can you explain what
so
visual
important.
means to our audience?
Visual is like, so how you look overall when people first see you, the visual they get when they first see you. That's what the visual means. Like face, hair, even how you dress, what shoes you're wearing. Koreans really take notes of those things.
Yeah.
Because in Korean culture, first impression matters the most.
Wow.
If you make a good first impression, a lot of opportunities will come your way.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it has always been like that?
It has always been like that. It actually has always worked out well, even for me when I go to Korea. I realized that if you make a good first impression,
Yeah.
people remember you better in Korea. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. You've met so many K celebs.
Yes.
We've talked about Lisa, right? But which other K celeb that you can remember that really left an impression on you?
Wow, I've met so much this year. I can't pick because generally I really like all of them. I think the first interview I did was the most memorable because I really didn't think that my life is going to change that way.
Yeah.
And because growing up, it is more of me liking to dance and listening to K-pop idols' music. But when I got to interview them, I really felt like my whole life elevated. Like, wow, I'm no longer just that little boy who likes to dance in his room, running around, thinking that, what would this bring one day? While I'm sitting in a room interviewing idols thousands of miles away, that moment felt really surreal for me.
And the fact that of all the people they can pick to do it, they picked you.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to give yourself a pat on the back for the work that you've put in the past couple of years that led you to where you are today. And I know how surreal that feels. I've also interviewed a couple myself, and sometimes it's a crazy feeling. Like, really, of all the people that can do this, it's you.
That's true.
It's you.
But me meeting Lisa is exactly just like Maggie meeting Park Seo-joon. I think it's the exact
Guys,
same.
don't get me started.
How did you react when they tell you that you're gonna...
Okay.
I've got to know. Have I
not tell you the story? Yeah. I talk about this on the podcast before, but I feel like this episode in particular will be a lot of new ones. Yeah. Your unicorns may be tuning in. So hi, unicorns. So, oh man, they told me a couple of months ago before. So they said, okay, Maggie, I woke up one day, say, hi, Maggie. So we would like you to host the event, Park Seo-joon's meet and greet. And would you be up for it? They still ask me, would you be up for it?
Oh.
Of course, my answer's going to be yes, come on.
Yeah.
Right? So then I'm like, oh, is this confirmed or is it still proposing? Because, in our industry, sometimes when they reach out to you and ask you for, it's just an ask. It's not a confirmation. Yeah. So it's always just an inquiry to ask if you are interested or not. Obviously, even after I say yes, it may not be a confirmed thing. Yeah. But so I didn't want to jump yet. And then they're like, okay, let's have a meeting together and then let's see how this goes. So during the meeting was when they told me that, yeah, it's confirmed, you're going to be hosting it. And I'm just like,
wow.
I think it didn't hit me until a day before.
Are you for real?
I'm that kind of person, I feel like I'm very, not the word is not grounded. I don't want to be too excited too early.
I see.
Because anything can happen. What if they cancel the event?
Yeah.
What if they change their mind about the host? What if Honestly, anything can happen, and I've experienced it before, right? So from my past experiences, if something big happens, I always keep it to myself until it happens.
The last minute.
The last minute.
That's amazing. I should learn that. Because this year I've had opportunities where halfway through it fell through. But like I was already so excited for it. So
I mean, no, I get the excitement though.
Yeah.
So you should be excited. Maybe my way is a bit jaded because I'm very jaded already. So I've been disappointed many times. So I don't want to be more disappointed. So I hold my excitement all the time. I feel
All
like
the time?
it has become part of who I am.
So tough though, I can't.
If I get a big job or a big trip like Switzerland, I got to go Switzerland this year. I didn't feel anything until I landed. I was excited, but like, it was like, okay, I'm going. Because anything can happen for me. I just don't know. I just feel like I'm always ready for something bad to happen, like expecting the worst. Maybe that's just the way I cope.
I see. Okay, yeah, everyone copes differently.
Everyone copes differently, right? And for some reason, when it comes to big, great things that's been happening to me, my mind, my body goes straight to what's the worst that can happen? Okay, maybe this can happen. And if that really don't happen, then I celebrate. I know I'm so jaded, guys. I need to go therapy. I need to bring this up to my therapist. I just realized that. Yeah. Anyway, so it was the day itself. And I didn't really fangirl. It was the day before we had a rehearsal. And then I was rehearsing. I hosted it with Natalie, right? And then just when the rehearsal ended, the client came up to me, hold my hand. Maggie, come with me now. Park Seo-joon is arriving. And then I'm like, huh? I thought I'm seeing him tomorrow. No. You're seeing him now before. I don't want you to freak out on stage and see him for the first time. And then I'm like, oh, what do I do? Come with me. So she held my hand and Nat, obviously, but I'm the crazier fan, I guess. So then we stood in front of the hotel lobby to wait for his arrival. And obviously, because we are like directly involved with the brand, so we know exactly what time he's arriving, even though there's fans there. And I remember very clearly, the moment he got out of the car, it didn't feel real. And I was just like standing there, like rock, like
wow.
I couldn't move. I was iced up. I was like I couldn't move. I was just like frozen. And I saw him walk past, and then he just like to everyone. And I was just like, is this real?
Wow.
I know it sounds crazy. Like, why am I idolizing this person? I'm not really idolizing him. I'm not idolizing him.
Fascinated
exactly.
by the idea of like
correct. Yeah. I've been watching him on TV. I've been playing with the idea that what if I meet him in real life one day? Feels so impossible, right? Yeah. It's like saying, what if I meet Brad Pitt one day? Hasn't happened yet. Maybe it will. I might just have manifested that. Anyway, what if that happens? And I even told Natalie, what if I host the event I host his event one day? And the fact that he's right there in front of me.
So you sort of manifested the whole thing.
I actually did. I even have screenshots with Nat. I'm going to meet him. I'm going to host his event. And that year I met him twice, by the way. At the end of the year, I had another invite to Bangkok to meet for his Kyeongseong Creature show with Han So-hee. That was my second time meeting him. Wow. But the second time, not as good as the first time. The first time is always the better one. So yeah, I'm happy. Second time, 2 times I'm happy. Right?
Paksu,
but that's the only one.
Feat.
That's the only one. But yeah, that's I guess how you feel like when you met Lisa.
But I was never told.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that was more on the spot.
That was like
you go to the concert not knowing.
Yeah.
And then you met her. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I think for people who are not into K-pop, maybe you guys would be like, what the hell? They're just a human being. You guys are crazy. But I guess it's like put the K aside. Yeah. It could really be someone you really admire and look up to for whatever reason. And meeting them in person sometimes feels a bit like surreal. Yes. It could be your favorite athlete. It could be your favorite. It doesn't need to be a K-pop.
It's just the idea of you being fascinated and looking up to someone and you finally getting to meet the person.
So I got laughed at. Like people were like, why do you like...
I found it cute though.
Yeah, people were like, why are you so crazy about him? I mean, now that I've met him twice, the craze went down by a lot because I met him. They say never meet your idol, right? It's true.
Really?
I don't know. I feel like obviously I'm happy I met, but I feel like if I never met him, maybe I'll still be very, very like, ooh, fangirling.
It's time to move on to another K actor.
Who do you recommend?
Oh, I met Kim So-hyun recently.
Oh yes,
He was actually very, very captivating.
Yeah?
Like, yeah. And
He was
I told
in-
Natalie like, oh, I think I'm gonna start watching his drama. He was really captivating.
I really liked him in the show. Okay. No, I remember which show he's in already. Just googled it. It's okay to not be okay. That girl was evil, ma.
Yeah.
That's not Han So-hee though.
Oh no.
That one was very pretty girl. Seo-ye-ji.
Seo-ye-jin.
And then Queen of
Queen
Tears.
of Tears.
You know
Queen
what?
of Tears is the one that really
Yeah,
blew
it was
up.
big. Was it last year or this year? Was it last year?
This
Early this year, right?
Early this year.
Yeah, I haven't finished it because I got busy, but I watched the first half of it. Yeah, he's very Kalyana. He's actually quite funny in that show also.
Yeah.
How is he in real life? Is he tall?
Tall. But the thing is, I realized the way he acts his persona and his real life actually is not much different.
Really?
Yeah, he's that captivating as well. So when I saw it, I was like, hey, actually, he seems a lot like him in the drama as well.
Really?
So yeah.
Yeah, Park Seo-joon is a bit different.
Yes.
I feel like he's very shy in person. On TV, all his characters very like all out funny and like charismatic. He's still very charismatic in person, but that at least for the first time when I first time met him, I feel like he was a bit shy. That's what I noticed.
Oh, Kim So-hyun, no, he was laughing on stage. Like
Oh,
literally like,
wow.
ha, 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 ha. And all of us were like, whoa. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Anyway, I feel like, it is coming to the end of the year and so much has happened for you.
Yeah.
You met Kim, what's his name? Sorry.
Kim So-hyun.
Kim Soo-hyun,
Yeah.
you met Lisa, so many more. You also met the newest Captain America. What the heck? I hate you, Alex.
Wow.
I hate you.
He was so funny, guys. Make sure you
I
guys
can't wait.
so
I can't wait to
good.
watch. But anyway, I feel like the year has been so good for you.
Yo, thank you.
I feel like you deserve it. You deserve it as a friend. And I have to say, I think you deserve everything that's been coming your way and will come your way. So I just want to kind of like wrap this up like a little nice present. What has been the one thing that you're most grateful for this year? You know, the glitz and glam are great. All the hustles and bustles are great. I can relate to that to a certain extent, okay? But at the end of the day, what's that one thing, the takeaway from this year for you?
Oh, it's gonna sound so cringe, but
No.
especially this year, a lot of the time when I wake up, I'm actually very grateful that I'm still alive right now. Because there are a lot of times this year where I feel quite down. Yeah, especially with like work. And I've been working so hard. Sometimes I fail to see the point. Like, where am I headed to? Why am I working so hard? But, I just go through the night, I sleep. But when I wake up, I realize like I'm still breathing. I always tell myself like, wow, I'm still being able to do what I like to do for another day. And I am grateful to be alive for every other day that I'm still breathing.
No, it's really true. I think sometimes we take for granted the smallest things in life, as small as being able to wake up and still breathe.
Yeah.
No, honestly. Thanks for reminding us that. I feel like, sometimes it's all the big things that takes you away from the smallest things. And I'm so glad you still stay so grounded despite the success and fame that you already have. Don't make me cry now, Alex. Okay. And like at the end of the year, usually is a season of gifting.
Yeah.
You've given so much to your fans, to your unicorns. And what have they given you this year, you think? If you could.
Support, love. And I like that every time when I go out to an event or they know that I'm performing, some of them would show up to support and say how they like my videos. Some of them bring gifts. But all in all, to me, as long as you watch my video and you like it, you don't even have to comment or share. If my video made your day or my video made you remind you of an idol you like or reminded you to listen back to a K-pop song that you like, that is enough for me. That's all I ever wanted to do.
Oh man, I think a little light goes a long way, guys, for any content creators. Really, really, really. Maybe for you guys it's just a double tap, but for us it's a lot more than that. And unfortunately, sometimes it becomes a metric for us to measure our success. Are people liking our stuff enough? I hate that because sometimes when we're not getting enough likes or maybe getting lesser likes than we usually do, it makes, I don't know about you, does it make you question yourself?
It does. It did bother me last time when I first started out because I was busy chasing for numbers. I thought that was the only way I could get validation.
Yeah.
But right now, I think that people will always come back to you if they really like what you do.
Yeah.
So all in all, I'm trying to keep myself happy first.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think the validation is important for a valid reason because we need the likes, we need the comments to present our work for clients so that we can continue creating. It's a whole ecosystem, right? But I think what I'm trying to say here also is sometimes we cannot let that validation define who we are.
Yes.
It is there.
Yeah.
It's how we define it for us. We can't let it define us. Sometimes it's a reminder, constant reminder, honestly. It's so hard, especially on social media when we're constantly comparing. You don't even need to be a social media content creator to feel this way.
Yeah.
You don't
always
need
get compared to in your life.
Yeah. The like your friend give you or not, the comment, nobody commenting on my photo, and like the validation you get. You don't need to be a content creator to know exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. But don't ever let that define you because at the end of the day, you are more than a number.
Maggie's so good at talking. I'm always so captivated when I hear. I'm just staring at her like,
stop.
The podcast for myself.
Stop. Okay, I'm kidding. But thanks, Alex.
Yeah.
So what's next for you, Alex?
Ooh,
I mean, yeah. By the time this podcast comes out, it'll be December already.
Yes.
So
wow.
See?
So
the car is
excited for
great,
my plans next year. Well, obviously I like dancing, but next year big plans.
Can
Big
give some
plans.
teaser?
Teaser. Maybe
Manager is here.
Manager,
So
manager haven't heard it. She's like, wait a minute.
what are you gonna say?
Maybe a podcast.
Oh my god, please
Maybe.
do.
Yeah, and get Maggie on the show to talk about all her experiences with her K-celebs that she has interviewed. I think that would be a great episode.
Actually, I have.
Yeah.
I have enough to do a half an hour episode. Not as much as you.
But Maggie can talk. It'll probably be like a 2 hours extravaganza.
Oh gosh. Honestly, I think you should totally do the podcast. I 100% support. And if you need any help, I'll be happy to. Seriously. As a friend. Because starting a podcast is not easy.
It's not easy.
Maintaining it is not easy. But I feel like you got such a good niche.
Really? Thank you.
And a good niche is one, your passion is one, and you get to actually experience all of it and come back and podcast it.
Yeah, so a lot of people ask, why haven't you been doing this? I'm like, actually, maybe I should plan it for next year.
Yeah, and you speak well, and you can speak all these languages. I feel like you have to make it happen next year. Please, okay? What are you going to call
Manifest. Oh, I've not thought about it. Yeah, but December is the year where I'm going to sit down and think about this. So other than a podcast, a lot of dance videos that are coming out, but like actual big projects with a lot of dancers. I'm trying to plan that next year as well.
Amazing. And I can't wait for that. And I'm sure all you unicorns are also excited for Alex's next plan. So now Alex has given us a lot of his life and his stories today.
Yeah.
We want to give it back to y'all healers and unicorns listening and watching this. We are actually going to be doing a giveaway. Shout out to INNISFREE again for supporting this episode. And we are actually going to be giving away this set in particular, which is Alex's favorite product.
God, guys.
The green tea seed hyaluronic serum special set. Okay? So go to our Instagram right now. It's the Head Over Heels pod. By the time this episode comes out, you will see the post. Look out for the giveaway post. I will make it very obvious. You'll see a bracket says give away. Follow the instructions and comment. Do whatever you need to do to win this set. Okay. And then we will announce the winner, I think before Christmas.
Wow.
Okay.
So just in time for Christmas?
Yes. This is your
really
Christmas
nice.
present from Head Over Heels and INNISFREE, because we're Head Over Heels for INNISFREE and you, Alex. So make sure you guys do that. But if you're listening to this episode after Christmas, 25th of December, 2024, I'm sorry, we've already found the winner. But if you're listening to this before the 20th of December, 2024, you still stand a chance, I think. Okay? Good luck. That's all I'm going to say. But right now, Alex, I can't let you go without asking you the 3 questions I ask all of my Yes.
Oh, I do not know about this. Okay.
So, the first question is, what are you currently head over heels for?
Ooh, this year I'm actually head over heels and absolutely obsessed with platform shoes. Actually,
Because?
yeah, I realize I'm not the tallest out there, and every time I go to events, especially abroad, I'm usually one of the shorter ones among guys. So platform shoes, they look great. They make my legs look longer.
Are they comfortable, honestly?
I actually dance in them.
Huh?
A lot of people don't know most of the videos of me viral dancing, I'm actually in platform shoes.
No way.
Yeah.
So they are comfortable.
Yeah.
I would like to think that because it's so high, it's so hard to walk in.
Yeah. It's definitely a skill, guys. It's an acquired skill.
It's Alex. He slays anything, guys. So, Okay, second question.
Yes.
The best or worst advice you've ever received?
Oh, the best advice, which is my motto to you today. I've always listened to this for the first time. I've been using it every now and then. Don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. Yeah. I really like that advice. So whenever I'm tired, I still keep pushing myself because at the end of the day, it's very important to wrap things up
Properly.
and be responsible for whatever you're required to do. But one of the worst advice, it's a very general advice actually, but I don't really like it when people say, just try lah, just keep trying. Like, try what? You need to stop and plan, right? Sometimes like you can't just go head on. So sometimes I don't really like going head on and trying. I like to sit back and see my options, then decide if I want to try. A lot of people is like, what you don't want to do?
Just
try
do
lah.
lah.
Just
You
try
think so
lah."
easy, you do lah.
Yeah, I'm like trial and error, right?
Yeah.
Like of course there are risks, but you gotta calculate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Very, very practical advices. Last one. I wonder how you're going to answer this one. Alex,
Yeah.
how do you want to be remembered?
Wow. This podcast is so deep. Oh.
I know. I'm sorry, but I would like to know.
Wow.
Yeah, one day. I know it's such a morbid
like
question.
if I'm gone?
Yeah,
or-
if you're
oh.
gone or if you're no longer in Malaysia, or if you're gone from this earth one day, how you want Alex Ho to be remembered?
Well, on the surface, I think I would like people to remember me as the guy who did K content the best.
Oh,
Yeah. Because that's all I've been striving to do ever since I started dancing on TikTok.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's more than that now. If people can remember me just by the content that I'm doing, I feel like that's probably the biggest achievement I can get.
I mean, you're living that achievement now, Alex. So
Thank you.
I'm happy for you. You know what? I'm curious. I have to sorry. I have so many questions actually. If you're not doing K content, what would you be doing right now? Do you think you'll still be doing K content?
Like if I'm still doing
At this
content.
scale, yeah. If you're not a
Oh.
content creator right now, what would you be doing, you think?
Actually, educational stuff.
Ah,
Because I actually really like to teach.
You
'Cause
teach
the
dance also?
Yeah. Because I was studying to be a lecturer. I was teaching dances at studio. I realized I like imparting wisdom onto
Onto
people.
others,
And
yeah.
that's also why I think I'm able to speak.
yeah.
Like I like explaining to people and letting people understand. So even if I didn't do K content,
Yeah.
it would have probably been me teaching Korean or Thai to my
Amazing.
audiences. Like
Yeah.
teaching them what to do, what to say, grammar. Yeah. It would have still been.
You just reminded me of your content also. You do teach people how to dance through your videos.
Yes. Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah. So I have a lot of tutorials where
Yeah.
I want people to remember. So I will put emojis that reminds them of the movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like maybe like shaking your butt, I'll put like a peach
Yeah.
logo. Then
And
people
I
will be like,
tried.
you tried.
I cannot.
Oh. I thought she was gonna say I did it very well.
I'm going to attempt doing a TikTok with you after this.
Okay.
You guys can check it out on our Instagram. But that's all the time we have for today, for this episode. I would love to bring you on again and tell me more about your experiences, your life. But it's been so nice to get to know you, Alex, because I feel like you said, you've been not around a lot this year. And we see the work that you do, and I'm sure your unicorns, they see the work that you do. And it's so nice to be able to sit down and have an hour with you and just speak to you and chat with you.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Today has been so great. Thank you so much. And any last words to your unicorns?
Thank you so much for watching. It has been a crazy year for me. And even for you guys watching me, I'm sure you guys realize how crazy it has been following my journey since day one. I just want to say thank you so much for still being here. Thank you so much for watching this podcast. I hope you guys show a lot of love for Maggy and her whole team. Absolutely amazing here. And we'll see you next time.
That's right. And with that, like I always say, don't forget to fall head over heels for yourself first and always. And shout out to INNISFREE. And don't forget the giveaway. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
안녕.
안녕.
Head over heels.